So we've come to Sion here in Rotorua in Whakarewarewa to Te Wharenui o Tūteata to talk about an informed national Māori forestry strategy. We sent out the karanga as part of Ngā Paua Tāne, and we've got Māori forestry leadership from across the motu gathered here for 2 days to wānanga to have a conversation and whakawhiti kōrero about what our national Māori forestry strategy should be to inform Ngā Paua Tāne, really to give us some guidance on our kaupapa and what we should be prioritising. It's the first one of its type. Māori leadership in forestry has never got together to have this conversation, and we're doing it in a way with Māori tikanga at the heart. We as Māori don't consider forestry to be limited to specifically just growing trees. We want to talk about the wider value chain. We want to talk about Indigenous forestry. We want to talk about forest research. We want to talk about access to markets. We want to talk about climate change. These are all important kaupapa for all of us, and we're not limiting the conversation by having a wānanga. In fact, we're inviting conversation on all of those sorts of things. From an industry perspective, we participate on the shop floor level in forestry more than any other industry. We participate in management, and interestingly enough, on a percentage-wise, more in forestry than we do in any other industry. We're not quite represented at the top level as much as we could or should be yet, but we are breaking into those spaces.
This is why we need a Māori forest strategy, because we don't go anywhere. Our whenua is here, our people are here. Our mokopuna are going to come up, it's still going to be the same whenua. So the one constant that we have in the forest industry, mai rā anō, is us. The government will change, the officials will change, so we need to hold this space, because no one can hold it like us.
Today's mahi is really exciting. The power of developing a strategy that captures the varied intentions, aspirations, and goals in one place should not be underestimated. But the most exciting aspect is where we go next, how we work collaboratively together to go about achieving these aspirations.
E toru ngā mea kei te hihi tēnā kia kōrero kia tukatu kia kuta. He kōrero no aku mātu, aku tīpuna. No mātau te whenua, kei a mātau te kōrero. Tuarua mō ngā uri whakatipu, mō rātau ngā uri whakatipu. Wei nei mahi e whakamahia nei e tatau. Ko te mea tuatoru, ko taku toa, he toa takitini.
This is extremely exciting. It's timely. This is an idea whose moment is now. And I think Leith, he summed it up in his kōrero. He said, we are the forests and the forest is us. We are the Ngahere. The timeliness of bringing this Māori whakaro into policy, the policy arena, I'm just so excited that it's happening.
Forestry is not only a 6.5 billion export industry, but it represents the entirety of the ecosystem, much of which is on Māori land. And Ngā Paua Tāne, in my view, should evolve into a high-powered advocacy group to ensure that the full gamut of interests that make up forestry within Māoridom and across the whole country not only are constantly pushed, but are better understood. Māori landowners are an essential part now of the forestry industry. So there's going to be a tussle as to what types of land, what locations throughout our country ought to be dedicated to forestry. It's really important that Ngā Paua Tāne defend and promote the importance of property rights within the Māori community. Nā reira ko tāku kia tātou, kei te tai tōkero, kei etahi rohe ke atu, me whakatōpu, me whakahiato e tātou, tō tātou ngoi, tō tātou kaha, ki te tautoko i tēnei waka o Ngā Paua Tāne.
Ai, haka ira ki te hakarongo te kāwanatanga, te tai kai kōrero, o ngā Ngahere katoa, te motu. I think it's very important. Nā te mea ko te reo, te mauri o te mana Māori. Ko te reo, te kai o te rangatira. So, to have someone capable, competent, who is up on the pulse, wera momo tangata, ki te tukunga ngā raru katoa, me pāna ki mātou Ngahere, ki te kāwanatanga, ki te rapua ngā arataki pai. So I think it's paramount. I think that was the whole purpose of this Ngā Pauatāne, to eventually collectivise all the whakaaro and the raru and be that one strong voice to affect policy change that's going to have long-term effects on all Māori forestry owners and all the economies that feed into that.
I think what this strategy might do is provide a vision to what our landscape might look like in the future, and that kind of will shape our thinking in terms of, you know, what we grow, how we grow, when we grow, but also gives us an opportunity to take the lead on some of this stuff through our mātauranga, through our values and through our community.
The new strategy that Ngā Pauatāne are developing, I think they want it to be different, and I think they are looking more towards our mātauranga te kuiho and our tikanga to think about how we can transition with the confidence of all of the research and practice our tūwhana have done to inform their way forward. So I think that's really exciting. I think naturally it's a stepping stone in that direction, because as it stands, we are living within the context of colonisation, and we're having to live with the policies that have been placed on us. So there are really practical needs to dismantle the policies and to change the current practice of forestry, because at the moment that's what we're dealing with. So the transition period might take a little bit, but it's really hopeful that they're going in that direction.
Ngā Kōrero Rangatira mō ngā hua Ngahere has the potential, in my opinion, to be a game changer for forestry, bringing together the many whakaaro of our people in a national vision to drive a strategic plan of action. I see this hui and your kōrero as an opportunity to take the big step towards enduring leadership, improvements and capability building for Māori forests, Māori forestry aspirations, and Māori operators working in the forest and wood processing sector.